Hey guys, this is Sivraj Pradhan. I'm a technical consultant in Complete Open Source Solution. I'm here last 3 years and I have trained more than 1500 people, and among them thousands are get certified as well. Okay, I'm back with my new video which is on implementing the playbooks. Today we will going to learn how can we implement the playbooks in Ansible. Alright, so this video is completely in concept of if a person going to implementing a playbook, so he no need to make some struggle. Okay, how the structure way completely all these things are here. Alright, so let's go here. Okay, so here our today's agenda will be that inventory. All right, how can we configure the inventory and the configuration file, ad hoc and the playbook and the writing the playbooks. All right, running the playbooks and the troubleshoot the playbooks. So every all the agenda in the concept of a people when he is going for the writing a playbook or implementing the playbook, so he need to go with a structure or a step wise, so that according to that I have my agenda is set it to that. Okay, let's go without wasting the time, let's go for the doing this thing. So before that, according to our agenda, let's go for that. So what is the inventory? So inventory is there nothing but is a collection of a host file that Ansible will manage. This host can be also assigned a group which can be managed the collectively. Groups can contain child group and the host as well. So a inventory is nothing but is a file itself, so where we can store all the manage host. Manage host means what, where all my playbooks or the uh, execution need to execute also. Okay, so that or next can be member of the multiple groups, that the inventory can also set a variables that groups that can divide define. So so here two inventories are two types, one is the static inventory and one is the dynamic inventory. Okay, so here totally we will talking about the static inventory, because the static inventory is the one where we will manually create it, and the dynamic inventory we will create it on script way. So we have the dynamic inventory concept as well, but here we will totally working on the static inventory. All right, so let's go for that. So let's go for my opening my console here, so that I can show you guys so how can I configure the okay inventory file. So here I have my console. So what I'm doing, so this setup is completely based on the controller and the manage node. So here let me switch to a controller. So what I'm switching, I'm going with a user called student at the rate. Then I have a workstation which is called as the a controller. Alright, I have successfully logged in here. Let's go with that. So a very important thing is that, so first of all let me create a directory here where I can store my all my files. Okay, let's go with the playbooks. Okay, simply I'm going to create, let's switch to that. Let's create a inventory, okay, static inventory with the name called inventory as well. Alright guys, so here I have the that setup is that the controller name of the controller is the workstation, and where is the manage host names will be that server A to server D. So here what I'm taking, I'm just taking as a server A. Okay, server V, and mine server C, and mine server D. So you can make the inventory in the many formats are there what you can do, and you can take as a group wise also. So what I'm doing, let's have a group called okay prod. All right, so in my prod I can mention as a server A, or that mine server B. I can take as a test one more. So I'm showing the multiple groups here so that it's easy to understand for you all guys. Okay, server you can write in the different way as well. Server A 2D, like this way as well, or you can keep it in like a, okay, parent and child, which is called as the nested group, like web as a CHI. Okay, let me check or change here. What I'm doing here, so I'm mentioning that both of the this thing, uh, mine groups. So web, inside the web group both of the groups are coming. All right, so that's, I'm successfully, I have created a inventory here, a static inventory here, which is very ready, it is ready for the, okay, keeping the all my manage host. Okay, let's go to here. Now coming to the point of my next step, this is called as the configuration file. Okay, configuration file. So the behavior of an configure Ansible installation can be customized by the modify the setting of in the Ansible. So configuration file, Ansible chooses its configuration file from the one of several possible location of the controller node. So every configuration or everything will be decided by my configuration file. So that is nothing but is a behavior, is taking the behavior how is going to work after implementing a playbook. Alright, so how it's taking the manage host or how the privilege kind of things it's holding by the configuration file. So there are the three types of configuration file. One is the global thing is there, which is the coming under mine slash etc ansible slash ansible.cfg, and one in my home directory. Okay, inside that ansible.cfg, then one in my the present working directory. So that priority will be the like this. So first of all, while I'm executing something, first of all it's checking about my home present working directory. If my present working directory is not available, then it will it checks for my uh, home directory. Then at the last this thing is a chance priority will be the my global configuration file, which is the coming in under the slash etc ansible.cfg. So if I'll check here guys, you can see here in my console, if I'll go to the mine, okay, or otherwise go with the mine slash etc ansible ansible.cfg, what is holds the total that configuration file is divided by the two parts. One is the mine default section, and the one more is mine privilege escalation section. So default section, what the default section containing, you can see here default section is containing my the inventory. So as I said that the complete configuration or the deploying things or the implementing things is taken care by my Ansible configuration files. So in my Ansible configuration file, I need to mention my inventory location from where it will take the, or from where it will execute the mine, okay, manage nodes. So here we can see here the inventory location is there. Alright, or if you'll see that at the last privilege escalation part, what is there, you can see that. Alright, you can see here at the privilege escalation that, so become is the true, become underscore method is the sudo, become underscore user is the root, become underscore ask underscore password is the false is that. So that means what, become is the true is agreeing that become underscore method is the sudo, that means what, the executing of the my playbook, this should happen with the my sudo. Alright, and the method you can go with the switch as well, or become underscore user is the root. Okay, means from the root user should execute. Become underscore ask underscore password is false, that means what, it should not ask the password. So what I'm doing that, so as I don't want to use my global configuration things, okay, let's go for the making my own configuration file. So in my present working directory, in this location only, I'm creating that thing. So what I'm taking, so vim just simply ansible dot cfg. Let's create it. You can see, so first of all I need to keep go with the default section. Alright, so in my default section it should have the inventory, the location of the inventory. Alright, I'm giving as mine inside my present working directory inventory. Simply you can write it the inventory as well, because I'm in the on this same working directory, the name of the file where you can keep the inventory. Alright, or if you wish to take the, if you wanted to take the absolute path of the inventory file, you can take it absolute path of the inventory file as well. Okay, then the one more thing I would like to use remote underscore user. So remote underscore user means what is that? So file is going to connect through the SSH or the WinRM, so it will going to connect through this user. So I'm keeping as a DevOps. Alright, make sure that that user should have the key based authentication. Okay, now you can keep it the all these parts. Okay, let's go. That means what, remotely it will logged in with this user, and the execution will be happened by this user through this method. Okay, let's go with that. To checking the which file currently is taking, you can have the test as well, by which ansible, okay, hyphen hyphen version, so that it will show you that which file is taking. So you can see that my current working directory is taking. That means what, first priority is goes to the my current working directory. Otherwise if I wanted to test it as well, I can go with the testing as well. So ansible hyphen hyphen list, or otherwise all hyphen hyphen list hyphen host. So it will showing that, that means what is taking the inventory which is I have mentioned in the inside my configuration file. Otherwise if you wanted to check as well, or and so you can go with the ansible. Alright, all hyphen m ping also. So it will pretty much saying about how is executing or not, means all the privilege escalation privilege part, all these things is right or not, it will show you. So I have given a thing called ping. So ping pong, that means what is correctly is pinging, communication is happening. That means what, able to log in and able to executing the things as well. That means what, every my configuration file is configured well properly, all these things. Okay, that's fine. So let's move to the my next part, which is called as the ad hoc. Okay, which is called as the ad hoc. So an ad hoc command is a way of executing a single ansible task quickly. Okay, an ad hoc command is quickly single ansible task. So once that you can no need, one that you do not need to save to run again later. So that's the thing here. So ansible is the ad hoc command. Ad hoc command is the one more pretty much very useful command as well. So that means what, from a host, from a controller, if you wanted to run some of the execution to a managed host through the mine inventory file or through the mine this thing configuration file, you can easily go with the running. But the thing is that, so only once you can do, you cannot rewritable or you cannot save it for run again and again. So there is a beautiful things as well, there is some pretty much examples are as well. So how can you run that? So it's having the own syntax or own structure of the writing as well. So ansible, as you know that ansible is the command here Ansible itself is the one command here which will gives you the all the execution of the thing. So Ansible, then the host pattern, that means what, it will show you that on which host you wanted to take, or so from which managed host you wanted to take, or which. So hyphen m is for the what, hyphen m is for the module. So name of the module, what is indicates the module, indicates the module itself is indicates the okay, the task, which task you wanted to take, the purpose of the execution. Then the name of the module name. Okay, then hyphen a stands for the mine argument, what kind of argument you wanted to take. All right, so what kind of things you wanted to do. So hyphen I inventory, that is the additional part here. If you have not configured the configuration file, you can go with the inventory. Okay, hyphen I and the name of the inventory file. So if you have configured the Ansible configuration file, so you no need to require that configuration hyphen I inventory. Okay, and that is the syntax, the Ansible doc hyphen L, which will give you the and the list of the all the modules available or installed in your Ansible okay, controller node. So if I'll execute these things, how can I? So already I have executed these once by the helping of these things. You can see that Ansible is the command, all is the my host pattern. Okay, hyphen m is the mine, what I can say that hyphen m is my module. Alright, and that is the module name. Alright, that is the module name. If I'll show you that completely, I have explained here. So the real power of an Ansible, however, okay, let me check, let me show you the ad hoc here, a simple ad hoc command. Let me show you guys. So I'm doing Ansible, I'm taking a host pattern as a let's have the server A. Let's suppose server A I wanted to take. Okay, so a hyphen m as a module I wanted to take. Okay, alright, module. Okay, I wanted to run a command here with a argument hyphen a. What is the argument here? Just I wanted to take cat, or let's have id Sivraj. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to searching, or I'm trying to verifying that a user Sivraj user is available here or not. Okay, so id means identification of that user, is that user is available or not. So simply while if I'll hitting enter in my server A, so id, there is no Sivraj user is available here. So let me go with the creating that user on that server A, whether is there or not. So I can go with the Ansible on server A. So hyphen m. So here I will take a module here which can take as a user. Or guys, if you don't want to, if you suppose you don't know about that okay, user, what the exactly user module is doing, so simply you can run on a on your controller Ansible doc. Okay, then the name of the module. So it will completely, it will show you that what is doing, and along with the what can I say that all every options as well, even some of the examples as well you can see here. All right, okay, uh, so you can go with that Ansible server A hyphen m for the module. Name of the module I wanted to keep as a user. Hyphen a is the my argument, I wanted to give the argument as a name. Let's suppose Sivraj. Okay, uid, let's go with the some number. State present, hit enter. Okay, so it's giving you the output here. Yes, true is created, a group also been created. So if you wanted to check cross verify that, again you can run that id. Alright, and let's go with that. Yes, it's showing that there's a user has been created who's having the UID is this thing, okay, GID is this thing, and the groups are the this thing. So that's the power of the ad hoc command. But the only one disadvantage and the drawback is here. So here as well, I'm running a single task, a task here. Okay, the thing is that if I once executed a task, again I have to, if I wanted to run that task again I have to execute, or again I have to, okay, write the command. Okay, so I cannot save that for use the again and again. So it how many time if I wanted to execute that many of time I have to execute, or I have to write the command here. That's the thing. So for that thing, to overcoming these things, so Ansible has given us the one more thing is that called as the what, mine playbook. Okay, so playbook is the word. So a playbook is nothing but for the introduction of the playbook, a playbook is nothing but a text file, or write a human readable file, a simple file is that is the written with the some of the tasks is there. So if I'll know about the playbook, the real power of Ansible however is learning how to use the playbook to run the multiple complex tasks against a set of targeted hosts in an easily repeatable manner. That's the thing. Okay, to overcoming the ad hoc command problem, there we have the solution is that called as the playbook. So a playbook is order set of tasks run against the host selected from your inventory. A playbook is a text file containing a list of one or more plays to run in a specific order. Okay, to a specific order. So that is the thing of the playbook. So it's nothing but it's only a file, text file is that is written a very human readable file is that is written in there is no requirement of the codes are required to write a playbook. Okay, you can go easily here. But the thing is that to writing a playbook there have been required a banner, a such kind of banner. As you know that an Ansible is written with the completely written with the Python, and the Python is very serious about his structure because it uses a one technique called as the dictionary. Alright, uses a technique called as the dictionary. So dictionary is nothing but a structure way of writing. Okay, structure way of the writing, which is the called as that indentation. Okay, indentation is nothing but a structure, how much space we need to give, and how we should write it. So for that as well there is a completely a format is that formatting an Ansible playbook. So you can see that playbook is a structured way of the writing, how it's written in a, okay, structured way, organized, well organized way is that. So every playbook started with the triple hyphen. Alright, started with the triple hyphen, then along with a single hyphen it goes with the taking a name of the playbook. So that name indicates that complete configuration, complete playbook name, and that host takes about, or that host talking about that on which uh, manage node you wanted to run that particular playbook. And that then the task. So there is the task field is takes the task. So how many tasks on what of the task you wanted to take it. So here is the same thing. So before we have executed, okay, so before we have executed an ad hoc command there, so there we have written a single line, and there only we have mentioned that what is the UID, what is the name you wanted to take, and the what is the state you have to take there. But the thing is that if I'll same thing, if I'll coming with the writing in the playbook in a text file format, YAML code which is called as that, so I have to write with the in structured way like this way. So playbook has having his own, okay, way of the writing here. Okay, got that point guys? Okay, so let's go with the writing a simple playbook here, so that you guys will able to understand that how to writing a, okay, how to write a playbook. So simply just take a file. Okay, let's suppose play.yml. So every playbook should having the a extension called file extension called .yml. then only it will be taking as a playbook. Alright, just go with that. You can go with the VI or the VIM editor. If I'll go with the VIM editor, so I will get as a color effect, so that if any mistake, any problem is happened, you will get to know that there only. So let's take about my initiative. So my initiative is the started with the triple hyphen. Okay, let me use the brightness. Triple hyphen, then in one single hyphen, then take a name which is the indicating the entire playbook. Configure your wish, configure to understand, under STA and understand simply. Then just take a host. Host indicate, so on which host you wanted to create. So you can give a name, or you can take a name as a single host, or you can take a name as a multiple host as well. Alright, or a multiple host, or the a group name also you can take. Let's I'm taking as a prod, let's suppose. So I have a prod group, or I can take as a web as well. So web containing the all the host here. Then let's take as a task. So you can see that the structure, how I'm taking the structure. So from here, okay, down to the task, okay, I need to mention the task, what are the tasks I wanted to do here, means what are the execution I wanted to do towards the manage node here. So I'm taking a name. So that name, what that name indicates to the this task, okay, to create the user simply. Alright, so task, so under the task I need to give the my module name. So module name indicates that how to execute the task. So the command, so I wanted to take as the user. Under this I have to take the attributes. So under the module, attributes will be there. Attributes are the nothing but the my argument. What are the argument I wanted to take? Let's suppose if I'm going for the adding the user, so what will be the user name, and the what will be the this thing my UID, everything need to decide. So this, let's go with the name. Name I wanted to take as a, let's go with the cost. Then I wanted to take as a UID. UID I wanted to take as a UID 1212. Then the state is the present. So you can ask me, you can have the question something called why the present state is the present. Our motto is to create the user. So for your kind information, I should say that the user is the name of the module here, which will add the user and the delete the user here. But the adding or the deleting a user will identified by the this statement. If I'll go with the state present, that means what I'm going for the adding the user. Okay, if I'll go with the state is absent, that means what I will going for the deleting the user. All right. So let's go for the one more task here. I'm taking the one more name. Create the directory. For the directory I used to take as a file module name. So see here guys, every time manually I need to set the indentation part, alright, which is the spaces, all these things of what I'm maintaining, that's the called as the indentation part. So for the auto indentation as well I can set it. So with the help of the tab command or tab button you can do that. So what I'm doing in my alright, inside that I'm creating a file called vimrc. Alright, so set AI, which is the called as the set the auto indentation. Okay, set tab stop goes to 2, means okay, if I'll once use the tab, so that will take as a two step. set set the expand tab, okay, then the set the cursorcolumn. So that cursor column will be the mine this thing initiative will be to taking, because it will it's very easy to understand or is very easy to writing that as well. So that's why is I used to take that. Okay, just go with that, no need to do anything. Alright, okay, just I'm entering to that file. So you can see that there is a cursor is there, colon, cursor colon is there, so that will help us to the alignment. Alright, so what I'm doing, so I have written a what can I say that uh, a module. So let's go with that tab, hit a tab, so directly it's going for the my correct position. Alright, the name of the file is that slash root slash red hat state state is my directory, so which will defining that which state. Okay, I wanted to take as a mode I'm taking as a 755. Okay, these are the things. Let's go with that. Is done. My writing of a simple playbook is done. But to understand that, we have to know that the writing of the playbook is not enough here. We should know that how we should go for the running a playbook. So to running a playbook as well, here we having the certain kind of things are there which we can understand. All right, running the playbooks. So there is a command syntax is that ansible hyphen playbook, which is called as the site.yml. Alright, so site.yml is my name of the playbook, and before that there is a syntax here to run the playbook here. So directly we can run the playbook from here. But the thing is that before running of the playbook, so when you will run the playbook, output is generated to show the playbook and the task begin executed or not as well. Okay, so you can see here, so if I'll run the playbook like this way from a command, so it will show you that execution, the process of the execution like this way, task 1, task 2, task 3. Alright, so after that on which things, so how much, okay, how much tasks are there, 2 tasks are there, means okay, 2 is the okay. If having the one some fails are there, it will show you the failed one, unreachable one. So how much changes happened, everything it will show you the on your screen only. So but the thing is that if you'll go for the running a playbook here, so we should know that how can we troubleshoot the playbook. So if you have the in the production server, they're having the thousands of line or the hundreds of the line of the playbook is there. So if they will go for the directly running the playbook, so they may, so in their production server they may have the some of the problem, they may face the some of the problem here. To overcome this problem, so we in my playbook itself, they're having the some of the part of the troubleshoot are there. So troubleshoot is like the main problem or the main struggle you have to face, like the indentation problem. If a newcomer, if a new user is there, okay, who is accessing the or who is doing the Ansible here, he may face the problem of the indentation. Alright, so for that Ansible given us a syntax here called as the Ansible hyphen playbook hyphen syntax hyphen check, then the name of the playbook. So it will show you that if you have the any of the okay, what we'll say that syntax problem or indentation problem is that it will show you. So let me check. Let's go, let's open. So Ansible hyphen playbook, then the my name of the playbook. So while I'm running that, so it's gone for the running, it's gone for the run as well. You can see it's run as well. Run as well. So if you wanted to, before running that, if you wanted to check hyphen syntax hyphen eck, then that my name of the playbook. So it could have say you that what are the things you have done. So let's go with that, doing the some of the error here. So playbook.yml. So what I'm doing here, just simply okay, I'm doing the some of the okay, like this way. Let's go with that, checking the playbook. So it's clearly saying that on which line they're having the some error are there, and the where is that error is that. Okay, you can see that the line number 13, okay, on the column number 13 you may have the some of the error. In the place of here it's saying that the error is that. So directly in this case you can reach to there. Yeah, you can see that 12 or 13 number, so it's having the errors are there. You can set the okay, you can correct it, verify that. Let's go with that. The simple okay, often that is having the one more thing, Ansible hyphen playbook hyphen c stands for the dry run. So that means your dry run means what? So before execution you can have the dry run. That means what? That also they're going for the running that, but it will show you the okay, but it will show you that after running it having the some problem or not. Okay, everything it will show you. So dry run will help you guys to running okay of your playbook smoothly. So if having some error, some issue, anything will be there, it will show you here itself, so that you can be careful while you are running directly running the your playbook. So simply after that you can, after running that, after confirming all these things, you can go for the running the playbook here. Okay, so that is a way of simple way of implementing a playbook and writing a playbook. How can you go for the writing the playbook, all these things here. Okay, so we have completed the troubleshoot of the playbook. So almost we are in the according to our agenda we are configuring all these things. So let's go for the our last things, last part here, which is the called as the mine conclusion. So we have conclude that after completing of this thing, or after seeing a video of this video, okay, a person if a fresher or if a new person is into a writing of the playbook, he can easily grab those things. Okay, again he no need to make some struggle to writing a playbook, able to troubleshoot the playbook before it implementing it. Okay, so these are the things. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this. Thank you very much. If you have any doubt, any issue, you can comment it off, and feel free to reach me. All right, and these are the, this is the my, what can I say, that my address is here. Okay, you can simply reach me, or you can simply ping me through the mail. So happily I will if I'll get chance to resolve your problem, happily I can resolve that. Thank you very much guys. Stay tuned with my next video. Thank you.